I've gotten to the point in my Affinity development where I'm not only making videos to learn stuff, but to create stuff. In the last video, I used the warp group to show how you can make flags that look like they're waving. I plan on putting those flags on t-shirts. In this video, I'm going to use the warp text tool to warp text around an object. The object I'm going to use is a banana. So I will go up here and File and Place and dig up my banana, open it, and put it right there. Now I'm going to put some text in here. So I will click on the Artistic Text tool, make sure that this is black, and then type my text in, which is going to be banana. What a shock. Okay, the font I'm going to use is Britannia Bold because in this particular instance, and I've tried it, it's not a really good idea to use thin, weird text. It's just not going to show up as well as it should. So what you need to do is to take this banana text and move it down on top of the banana, and I'll take my banana and move it up a little bit. So I'll center it and then get my banana text on top of that. It doesn't need to be a little smaller. Okay, it needs to be centered. I'll make it a little smaller. And then we have our banana text sitting right on top of our banana. Now I need to warp this so that I can get this around my banana. So if you look over here, you're going to see that there is a mesh warp tool, and that's what we're going to use to warp our text. Make sure that you have your text selected and not your banana. So we're going to click on the mesh warp tool, and notice that when we did that, now we've got 4 nodes that are now square. That's what it's supposed to do. And then when we look over here, there's our mesh right there. So the mesh has appeared in a group with the text. Now we're going to click on one of our nodes and pull our text so that it is moving or warping into our banana. The goal is to get the bottom of the text to line up with the bottom of the banana and the top of the text to line up with the top of the banana. So that's basically what we're heading for. So we'll need to move these nodes around and these handles so that our text will now meld in with our banana. If you need more nodes, you can always do that. I always try to use as few nodes as possible when I do stuff like this. It just makes it easier on me to do that. So we'll get this little guy right there, get this down there. So this looks pretty good down there, but this doesn't. So we're going to need to get that to fit down in there. See if we can get this to do that with just a few nodes. We may be able to get away with it. The last time I had to, well, yeah, I'm going to have to, maybe not. Usually I have to put a node in there to make it do what I want it to do. So I'm just going to try to fiddle with this and see if I can't get away with not using a whole lot of nodes. But I don't want the text to be too far out. Well, I'll do it. Okay, I'll just put another node in there so we can move that down. I mean, that's not going to be a big disaster if I have to do that. And move this. Make sure this is up. Not that far. Okay, we're going to move that there and up, and we may have some success here. Okay, I kind of like the way that looks, so I'm going to leave it like that. So the next thing we need to do is to change the color of our text to white. And so I'll go down here and select the text and change it to white. So there's our banana text. Actually, with the white, you can really see if we've got some outliers here that we have to redo. And I think we probably have that. Sometimes you can't see it. Okay, let's click off of that. And ooh, no we don't. Oof, that's unfortunate. Okay, we need to get you down tiny bit. Okay, and let's take a look. Yeah, that is way up. Yeah, somehow the black, you just can't see it very well. Okay, so I'll click off of there. Oh, now it's not good enough. I think if I just punch it a little bit up. Let's see how that does it. Okay, I will leave it like that. Okay, so now we have our banana, we've got our white text, and we've got our mesh warp. So now what we're going to need to do is to make a mask. I'll right click on this and rasterize to mask like that. And what it does is it looks like it cuts the banana out. But what we're going to do is we're going to paint our banana back in so that it looks like we've got our text cut out. So we're going to click on brushes over here, and in my practices I've decided that I like this round brush. I picked basic and then I went down to number 32 round brush. But to make this work, of course, you have to press the paintbrush tool or nothing is going to happen. Now the question is, do we have the white in front or the black in front? Well, that's easy. We want to paint our banana back in, and see how the banana is starting to show through? That means we have the right one selected because white reveals underneath. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, and then I'm just going to start painting my banana back in. And I'm going to paint it to where it joins the last letter. So there are several ways of doing this, but I've just decided that I like it like that better. And then I'm going to go over here and find the banana over here and paint all that banana back in. So I'm going to come down here and paint it back here to where it meets the B on the banana. Like that. Okay, so let me check out here and make sure that everything's back. If you mess up or you want to take some of it out, all you have to do is to click on the black and bring it in front and see how it takes that out like that. So if I were to erase that, then it takes it out. So then all I have to do is to punch on the white again and it paints the banana back in. Okay, and there we have our cutout banana. Here are two more pieces of fruit that I did, a pear and a cucumber. The pear was a little problematic because of its fatter and rounder shape. It doesn't quite work. The banana, or let's say a jalapeno pepper that's bent, work really well. The cucumber is the other one I did. It was okay because it's long and thin, but the cucumber I picked wasn't bent, so it didn't give the same effect as the banana. Something like a banana or a cucumber or a jalapeno pepper will look better if you're going to do your cutout in this way. In this video, we use the Mesh Warp tool to bend our text and a mask to paint part of our banana back in. This was a nice short video that gives you a way that you can make fancy lettering for various projects. Give this a try and remember to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to help boost the YouTube algorithm. That helps get my videos out to more people. Also, check out my Buy Me a Coffee page, as well as my Redbubble and TeePublic shops to scope out my merch.